Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. This is your weekly angelic horoscope transmission for Sunday, May 31st through Saturday, June 6th. Now, let's get started with the weekly angel who has come through this week for you. It's the Angel Phanuel, who is the head of the Ophanum, or the presence of God, the face of God. So he's an angel who is very much spoken of in the book of Enoch, and he's high up in the angelic hierarchy. Enoch is said to have heard him giving praise to God in heaven. So this is a very high archangelic being, a high archangelic force. And I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. All right, now to get right to Phanuel's message, the weekly theme, what he says is, "Fear not, the Most High has heard your prayers and knows your needs before you know them, because He, the Father, made both them and you for the fulfillment and purpose of creation." And also, the angel Phanuel wants you to know that this He, with the capital H, is representative of the second character in Yod-He Vav-He, which represents water, and that represents the Father. Okay. Now, we're going to go to your daily planetary aspects and facets, and we're going to go over your zodiacals for your daily archangels. We're going to go over your guardian angels from Monday through Saturday. Okay? And each day is sort of associated with a guardian angel, but it's also associated with a planet, and these planets are associated with certain signs of the zodiac. Some one sign of the zodiac, some two. So we're going to go at it in this aspect, and these archangels have come to you with their message. All right, now, on Sunday, the mighty Archangel Michael, who wants to give a message for Leo and those with important aspects of Leo in their chart. And this is, again, Sunday. It's May 31st. Happy creative thoughts, complete with brainstorming. Find a safe haven within what is familiar and known. So in other words, Leos and those who have, moon and rising signs in Leo, what you want to do is you want to understand that right now, especially on this day, it's not a good time to go after things that are, that are extraordinary or different. You want to go with things that you know. Now, some other days of the week or some other months, you might want to go with what's extraordinary. But for now, try to stick with things that you know. That doesn't mean you can't be friendly, but it just means when it comes to your workaday world and your basic relationships, like where you maybe spend your Sundays. If you're used to spending it with family, spend it with family. If you're used to going to a certain church, go to a certain church. Don't try something odd. Not on this day. That could change, but for this day, that's the message from Michael, or Michael, the mighty archangel of fire, or the sun. Okay, now the Archangel Gabriel on Monday, the message for Cancer the Crab and those with important Cancer aspects in their charts. June 1st, creativity. This is Monday. Creativity and romance dive deeply into the waters of moody, infamously unattainable heartthrobs. So what's going on here is that Cancer the Crab is not in the mood for what is familiar, not in the mood for what is attainable, and not in the mood for Pippi Longstockings or Mary Poppins or anything like that. You're in the mood for, the bad boy or the bad girl. And so that's what you're going to be dealing with, because you like people who make your heart ache and make you pine away. You don't like people who are easy to deal with and easy to find and easy to attain. You like what makes you hurt, at least for this day. That could change again, but that's, well, you're very changeable, as we all know, but, you know, that's what's going to happen to you on Monday. So just be aware of that, and just know that if it hurts real bad, it's only because you like it to hurt that much. Because if it doesn't hurt, how do you know you're in love? It's the only way you know, right? Okay. Archangel Camael on Tuesday for Aries and Scorpio aspects. Tuesday. Again, Camael. It's the second. The realization of ominously menacing or even cruel desires enters into the conscious mind from deep within the unconscious, with enemies being a projection of this unbearable self-knowledge. So what this means is anybody who has important aspects in these signs of Aries or Scorpio need to understand that if you feel threatened or attacked, it's because you're projecting something deep from within you, and you're beginning to understand that these feelings of sometimes threatening others or being ominous, maybe you're being in a playful manner, but anyway, these feelings are coming to your conscious mind that have been locked away in your subconscious, and you're just becoming aware of it. It might seem a little fun, but it also might seem a little scary, and you might feel a little guilty. Well, everybody's that way because human beings are ferocious animals. We didn't get where we were on the top of the food chain by being nice. We got there by being ferocious and the worst of the bunch of the species. So just understand it's human nature. Don't feel too guilty. And just understand that other people have their rights to be just as ferocious as you. And understand also that everything is just a projection of yourself. The universe simply reflects back to you everything that you are, and we all need to learn that this week, especially on Tuesday. Okay, now the Archangel Raphael, the divine physician, Wednesday, ruling over Gemini and Virgo attributes, that's Mercury. June 3rd, nostalgic yearnings crave the abundance of past bounty that has come to mind, but not into possessive hand, keeping in mind that any positive gift has an equally measured negative element inherent within it. Otherwise, it could not exist, nor could you. So basically, what Raphael, the mighty archangel, is saying here is that you want what you had in the past, the same kind of maybe relationship or property or abundance or whatnot. But if you don't have something you think you want, it's because part of you doesn't want it, and you know, probably the subconscious or unconscious part of you doesn't want it, or you don't want to deal with the consequences of what you have to deal with, because everything, with every great power or ability or situation or position comes an enormous negative aspect of, guess what? Responsibility. And we all know that. We all have to remember that on Wednesday, especially anybody with strong Gemini and Virgo attributes, and that's the planet Mercury. Archangel Metatron, Thursday, that's the 4th, June 4th. That's for Sagittarius and Pisces. This is the planet Jupiter. Okay. Lucky, abundant fortune is found in following the feral and the peculiar while allowing others to do the same. So you're going to become more rich and abundant and open yourself up to more abundance if you allow yourself to go after the feral and the peculiar. But you've also got to let other people do what you consider bizarre, because maybe they think you're bizarre. So to each his own. And just understand that other people need to do what makes them happy. And that's for Sagittarius and Pisces. Okay, now, June 5th. This is Uriel, Friday, the mighty Archangel Uriel, the Earth Angel, Venus, and this is Taurus and Libra. Libra, Taurus, Libra day, Taurus night. Again, you can look in the description box if you want to find these attributes. June 5th, friends and family return with good news glad tidings, and plenty of acquaintances, endearing enough to lure anyone into fun gatherings and parties. Okay, so what is Uriel saying here exactly? Uriel is saying that it's okay to, on Friday, and especially people with these strong attributes in Libra and Taurus and strong Venus planetary facets, remember that your friends and your family are, they're going to come at you with good news and happy tidings on this day and around this time. And plenty of acquaintances are following them, kind of like a great big societal net, if you will. And they're endearing people who are going to be able to add on to anybody's entourage, or anybody, like families joining with other families, block parties, home parties, or just gatherings in familiar places with familiar people, but people maybe that you haven't seen for a long time. So that's a good day for that on Friday. On June 6th, this is the mighty Archangel Cassiel. That's Saturn, the planet Saturn. That's Saturday. And that's Aquarius and Capricorn attributes, these signs. Okay, June 6th, homesickness is easily cured by opportunities to return home for quick visits and vacations to places once loved and traveled. So you see here that Cassiel is saying that you're going to be able to cure any kind of nostalgia or homesickness by finding opportunities to actually go home or travel to places that you haven't traveled to for a while. It doesn't have to be anything that far away. It can even be like a park you haven't been to for a long time, or going on hikes with people you used to go on hikes with, or go camping, or those kind of things. Go to beach parties, things like that, beach gatherings, these kind of things. This is for Saturday. All right, now we're going to get your afterglow to your planetary facets for this week that we feel are important. We've highlighted for you. Remember, there is a full moon in Sagittarius on the 2nd, and we'll go over that here in a minute, but heads up for that. Your perceptions are going to increase, no matter who you are. Now, on Sunday the 31st, we have the Sun in Gemini, and that's a Sun square Neptune facet that we felt was important for you that day. And again, this is where we derive the angelic messages for you. We hand it over to these angels within our personal sphere of sensation, and they deliver these messages from these planetary aspects. And each of you, again, has these angels in your sphere of sensation. Or some of you may prefer to deal with the opposite side of the angels, because there's other forces. Everybody's comfortable with different things. We all have all of these things. We all have high chakras and survival chakras, but so we all have all, both sides of everything. But this is how it is best understood in this particular sphere of sensation. Okay, Monday, the 1st. That's June 1st. Moon in Scorpio. Moon trine Venus. And the 2nd is Tuesday, Mars in Gemini. Mars in conjunct Pluto. It's challenging, and a full moon in Sagittarius to peak or heighten your perceptions, maybe your psychic ability, those kind of things. The 3rd, Wednesday, Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Moon trine Jupiter. Mercury retrograde in Gemini. Moon trine Jupiter. Okay, on the 4th, Thursday, Jupiter in Leo. It's direct. And Moon sextile Neptune. On Friday, Venus ingress Leo. It begins a sojourn. Venus begins a sojourn through Leo. And Mars sextile Jupiter. And on the 6th, Saturday, Saturn is retrograde in Sagittarius. So the perceptions of older laws or properties, dealing with older places, civilizations, that kind of thing. and Venus trine Saturn, that's a good societal wave, helping that in a more friendly manner rather than it needing to be so combative. Because deep down, we may all have a ferocity, but deep down we also all want ourselves to do well and our families. And if we understand that and we help ourselves and then we help others from our bounty, helping ourselves and then share, we will do quite well. Now, we are getting a lot of this information from a great book we read, the Zohar, the Bible, the Scriptures. We've read a lot of books, the Sefer Yetzirah, and also we've read a book called Nano by Rav Berg. Get that book. It's excellent. Seriously. Okay. This is your weekly angelic horoscope transmission from your weekly guardian angels delineating each day for the various days of the week and the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. And join us again next week.